Yeah. How many of y'all listen to Old Currency back in the day? That used to be my spot. Get ready, guys. Weekend motivation, weekend philosophy. I think this is a great topic. I'm driving. I don't know if it's nighttime or daytime, but you can tell by traffic. It's definitely nighttime. So I'm making this the day before. I'm excited to share this with you guys. And literally, let's talk about your friends. Let's talk about the people you grew up with and why your friends don't like trading, why your friends will never support your business. And I don't want to say never in an absolute sense, but I want to discuss this because as I've talked to a lot of you guys, as I talk to you guys, that this is just the theme that comes up and oftentimes gets shared with me. Everybody tells me how, hold on. Oh, there you go. See, so I can drive with the lights on. I'm not even driving, but everybody tells me this common theme of, well, my friends, this is the only place I can talk to about this stuff. That's why I love the cult, yada, yada, yada. And, not yada, 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 but you get it's always the friends. And I hear it so much, but to me, it's kind of a redundancy. So I want to explain why. And I'm going to use an interesting story. So bear with me. I'm going to use the Bible. Now, before all is said and done, it is for the reason of, even if you think the Bible is extremely, think about it. The example I'm going to use is Jesus. So if you're under the basis of Jesus in a Christian sense, you believe Guy is almighty, all-powerful, can do whatever he wants. Literally, in the same text of this story, he could walk on water, he could heal the blind, he could do, I got a cop, I don't know, he could do all sorts of things, right? So think about it, I'm like talking about the Bible. Is that a cop tip? No, but, forgive me. It's the car driving, not me. But essentially, that's the basis, right? But there's one thing he couldn't do. Yeah, and this isn't my claim. This is what he says. And actually, so that same Jesus, the same whatever you want to refer to it, that person, just an individual, right, who has these special powers. Oh my God, this hurts my arm. I gotta tuck it in. But the one thing about him that he discusses is that, or he says he cannot do one thing, and that one thing is convince the people that he grew up with of his powers or of his miracles, or get them to follow whatever his mission was, the Father in heaven, if you guys are familiar. But okay, I got you on the force, chill. But that was one of the big points he said. He literally was talking, and he has said he cannot change their opinion, and it's way harder for those people that he grew up with. And think about that. I thought that was mind-blowing. I heard this from a preacher, T.D. Jakes, and it was pretty mind-blowing to me, honestly, because when you put that in perspective, what's the reason why? And it makes sense even today. And this is, again, historical context. You relate back then to today, human beings still act the same, It's hard for me to work with the people I grew up with, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, even some of you are doing successful or getting into trading, I'm sure some of your biggest opposition is your friends. And it makes sense, It's just, people are always like, well, I know everything about you, I grew up with you, I could just picture it, some of you guys, imagine you work to someone, hey, I want to invest your money, or I want to do, I'm doing stocks, this and that. They're like, weren't you just like cutting my grass a year ago, 2 years ago? Weren't you trying to like detail my car? Wait, weren't you driving Uber? Like, they know you, and they fill in the gaps. That's what it was, and that's the thing. The difference between that story. Jesus started doing his thing around 30, but they knew everything from 0 to 30. That wasn't discussed in the Bible, believe it or not, and that was enough to stop them, but from believing in him. But now here's the next point, and again, this sounds like a church sermon, so bear with me, but the point is, Jesus got back to his mission. He didn't stop. Neither should you. Your friends are going to not understand it. It's not even your friends. It's the people from your own hometown. Literally, you got to think. I'm not trying to drop as little of these references as possible. I'm trying to make it easy there. But honestly, no, it's a good point. This is how people were back in the day. This is how they still are. So, that being said, what are you guys, Are you okay with that? I guess it doesn't matter if you're okay with it, and really that's why I'm telling you guys, just be prepared for it. And it's nothing if that's something by default, you know, is factually stated in the Bible as, you know, something God, Jesus, the reincarnation couldn't do. Don't beat yourself up over it. But what's the idea is move on, you know. And honestly, it's just perspective. Your friends or people you grew up with, people even during a certain time frame, they're going to have a different perspective. If people want to put you in a box, you could let them put you in a box in their mind, but you do not have to play along with it in that sense. So that's why I'm trying to tell you guys, you know, don't get discouraged. At the end of the day, this should encourage you that, hey, you should actually be fully well prepared and ready, that these people aren't going to understand you in any way, shape, or form, and that it's going to be more difficult, but you should be expanding your perspective, right? You know, if you're talking investments and getting into the markets and real estate, and the people around you think, you know, you're wasting your time, this or that, you know, they're not really supposed to understand it. So, you know, you should be discussing and being with minds who know about investments, who want to, you know, people are like, oh, tell me more. Go to the next town with a different area, different people. Go to a different state. Yeah, beauty of the internet, use the internet, but that's the people you want to be interacting with, because again, it doesn't matter, you know, you shouldn't waste your time on, you know, that's the next thing. If people, I've always said this, I think Mustafa called me the other day and he told me something, and it was about something, he always makes the same mistake over and over again, and I told him, I said, he was like, well, if this happens, if you do this, you'll prove to me then. I said, it doesn't matter what I show you, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't, that's, and I love Mustafa, you know, because I'm the same way too. You guys got to understand that, you know, you could observe your own human nature. Think about it. If somebody, you imagine now, let's flip the cards right here. What about the people that grew up with you? How many people do you know that are successful in doing something around you, and what are your thoughts on them? You know, how do you feel about the kid you heard from high school who got into MLM, and maybe he's actually making money with it, and he got the Vima BMW back in the day, or now he's doing whatever, he started a clothing company. How do you feel about that, right? You know, how do you feel about other people you grew up with? What's your take on them? If somebody from your high school came up to you and was like, hey, you want to get into stocks, you would probably even be skeptical with them. And that's the thing, a lot of you guys will butt heads with people, and again, this is a touchy subject of money. It has to do with finances, and a lot of people just don't like talking about that. But hopefully, from viewing it on that other side, you guys' minds are going to be limited, and you're going to limit some people based on the history you know about them. That's why, you know, I love the stock market, I love the investment world, you know, private equity, all that, because you don't need to know where I am except for really, or where I'm from, or this and that. Does that matter? Yes, to a degree, but at the end of the day, only thing that matters is your track record. You know, what have you done with investor money? What's your track record with trading, your investments, this and that? That's at the end of the day, that's all that people are going to care about. So, you know, they're not going to say, oh, you grew up here, this or that. And even the market, you know, the market, I love it. It's fair and equal. I say this in the stock trading course. It's just, it doesn't judge. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Mexican, brown, you know, any color, race, ethnicity. The market, you can make money, and that analogy of being able to step up to the plate. So hopefully this encourages you guys. I want you guys to not, you know, get down on yourself. You have places like the Colt in general, and too, you got to learn how to, you know, success is a lonely road, my friends. But especially the direct environment around you. You know, it's easy to get on the internet, this and that, but again, I'm just saying, as you are interacting now with the people close to you, the people from your town, whatever it may be, even as you start to do more stuff, don't be surprised if this happens, and don't act. And that's what I'm telling you. It's both to motivate you, and now at the same time, hopefully you can see, to prepare you, because this is going to be inevitable. This is going to happen, and when it does, you know, don't beat yourself up over it. Honestly, hopefully you'll be able to just skip on to the next test and challenge of mastering, you know, success, your life, entrepreneurship, all that. So I will leave it there. I'll keep it pretty simple, you guys. Let me know what you guys think about this topic. All of these topics, man. Everyone's speeding ahead of me like I'm going slow, but I'm come on, the car is driving. I have it set at a pretty fast cruise control, but they probably see me recording. But anyways, I love you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel and thumbs it up if you've already watched this way through. And you know, shout out to people that do. But YouTube, yeah, it's not going to show me, we post so many videos, you won't see it if you're not interacting with it. So make sure you guys do that. And then the live stream channel, it's month 3 now. Let's finish up this 3rd month. Let's wrap up the 1st quarter. I hope you guys are ready, honestly. And this is, we've been on a schedule with the videos, even the weekend philosophy. Hopefully this stuff's been getting to you, and you guys are also too understanding the journey, and this is part of it. It's been fun documenting it with you guys. Hopefully you guys have been having as much fun, and really it's all in the midst, baby. You don't see it now. You are at a stage right now. We all are, even with the markets. You're trading this. You're gonna look back in a month or 2 from now. It's like, oh wow, that's what this set me up for. That's what this, set me up to learn from this. It set me back. It set me forward. It's the cycle. But as it starts, time. It's the same year over and over again. Things work in cycle, months, days, weeks, right? So you're at the cycle of something with your growth, of leading you to the next level of trading and developing. So hopefully you guys are ready for it. Hopefully you're excited. I am. It's been fun so far. So I love you guys. Stay in school. Have fun. I will see you. I'm gonna see you soon. I'm gonna see you every day if you're on here. So well, you don't really see me. So all right, it's getting awkward now. I love you guys. Peace.